Hello, Buffett fans. Welcome back to All the Stories That I Can Tell. I am your host, David K., and it is great to have you back for another Jimmy Buffett related vlog. I am down here in Key West, Florida, beautiful Key West, where Jimmy Buffett got his start. And I think that you're really going to enjoy the vlog that I'm putting together here for you. First off, again, thank you to all of the subscribers, the viewers, and those that leave their comments. Please continue to do that. It really means a lot to me. I do this only for fun, and I try to get these stories as accurate as possible. I guess you can say they're semi-true stories. Please hit the subscribe, hit the notification, hit the like, and we'll keep more content coming. So on this episode, we're going to take a little bit of a different track than what we've done in other vlogs related to Jimmy Buffett. We're going to take a couple of different songs and we are going to delve in a little bit deeper on them and go to those locations. Specifically, the Woman Going Crazy on Caroline Place. We're going to take a visit to Caroline Street. We're going to go see the Blue Heaven Rendezvous, the Blue Heaven Restaurant. We're going to take a swing by the Key West Cemetery to also talk about some Jimmy Buffett related things there. And we are also going to be discussing the very famous Tequila Regatta, which took place in 1971, 72-ish, and from the back of the chart room, and is chronicled in the song Nautical Wheelers. So stick around. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. In those crazy days and crazy ways we never want to undo, we'll be together now and forever at the Blue Heaven Rendezvous. In 1994, Jimmy Buffett put out his album Barometer Soup, which is one of the best post-Key West albums that he has ever done. And on that album was the song Blue Heaven Rendezvous, which was a love song to this restaurant down here in Key West, located on Thomas Street here in Old Town Key West. Now, before this was the Blue Heaven Restaurant, which it became in 1992, it was many things in its history. It was a bordello. It was a dance hall. There used to be cockfighting that used to take place. They used to fight the chickens over back in here. And there were also boxing matches that Ernest Hemingway himself used to referee. So during that song that Jimmy wrote, he talks about the all of the history and the colorful history, the cabaret sound that took place there. When you walk into the Blue Heaven, you cannot help but feel just the history of this place and just the funkiness, the quirkiness of it. It's really no other place like it here in Key West. It's got a real Grateful Dead vibe more than anything else. But it was really cool that Jimmy Buffett loved this place enough that he wrote that love song to the Blue Heaven. The Blue Heaven Rendezvous, 1994, Barometer Soup. If you haven't been down here, I hear the breakfast is fantastic. The dinners, I hear, they're also fantastic, but everyone swears about the breakfast. So if you get a chance, the Blue Heaven Restaurant down here on Thomas Street. And then listen to the song Blue Heaven Rendezvous, which also contains my favorite lyric, or one of my favorite lyrics of any Jimmy Buffett song, specifically talking about Key West. There's still some magic left in this tourist town, and that is so true. Woman Going Crazy on Caroline Street. This is one of those song mysteries that will probably never be resolved. Who was the woman going crazy on Caroline Street? She claimed to be a dancer, a bunch of other things as well too. Recently, Jimmy has come out in his video series of Songs You Don't Know by Heart and is stating that the woman was actually not a woman at all. It was a man in drag. Now, I am not one to doubt the songwriter's inspiration for the song. Obviously, he would know more than anyone. However, the song is over 40 plus years old, and we're just hearing this explanation that it really wasn't a woman now 40 something years later. So is it true? Is it not true? I don't know. Allegedly, the woman was a lady by the name of Ashley, who was a part of the Club Mandible group, which hung out with Jimmy and hit that whole crew as they went down to the old Anchor Inn and all the other spots as well too. Her name was Ashley, and she lived here at 525 Caroline Street. Now, Is it her? Probably not. She really doesn't fit the profile. She wasn't the right age, but this is where she lived. So if you want to live that song, if you love that song like I do off the Havana Daydreamin' album, and you kind of want to just at least get an idea of where the woman going crazy on Caroline Street might have lived, this is it. 525 Caroline Street. Woman going crazy. So the Key West Cemetery is one of the most fascinating places, I think, in Key West. Because in death, just like as in life, the people of Key West had a humor about them, had a uniqueness about them that carried on long after their days of living. And a lot of those unique characteristics can be found in this cemetery, which is actually one of the most unique cemeteries that you're ever going to find. So Jimmy spent a lot of time in this cemetery. He did some photo shoots and such during the years that he lived down here and was down here quite a bit. So Jimmy comes from the Samuel Clemens / Mark Twain kind of school of humor, and you see a lot of that humor put into his lyrics, clever plays on words and phrases. Last Mango in Paris being one, white sport coat and a pink crustacean. So Jimmy's always used humor to his advantage in his song lyrics, and always found a good way to wordsmith things to get a chuckle out of us. One of the grave markers, tombstones that Jimmy admired the most was right here. And this person was B.P. Roberts, and their tombstone on this mausoleum says, "I told you I was sick." And Jimmy, being from that Mark Twain kind of humorous background, greatly appreciated this, greatly appreciates it. So if you get a chance to come down here to the Key West Cemetery, know that Jimmy Buffett has stood here and has taken a picture with this, and you should too. So here in the Key West Cemetery, if you get the opportunity, you can come through and you could see a lot of these very unique headstones, and also see the graves of a lot of the people that made Key West what it is today. And while this is not necessarily Jimmy Buffett related, it is very Key West related, and it does kind of play into the entire picture. I am standing here at the grave of Sloppy Joe Russell. Now, Sloppy Joe Russell, of course, was the owner and proprietor of Sloppy Joe's Bar, which we know now is on Duval Street. But those that have watched the channel and those that know Key West history know that the original Sloppy Joe's, the location where Ernest Hemingway used to hang out and drink in the 1930s, was actually on Green Street and is today known as Captain Tony's Saloon. So Sloppy Joe Russell was very good friends with Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway used to hang out there all the time, and so much so that he loved that place that he had, he took the urinal from Captain Tony's and put it in his own personal house because he had put so much use on that. So a lot of weird stuff. But the property owner of where Sloppy Joe's was on Green Street threatened to raise the rent by $1. And Sloppy Joe said that is a bridge too far, and in the middle of the night packed up all the contents of the bar, moved across the street to the current Duval Street location, and that became the new Sloppy Joe's Bar. But Sloppy Joe Russell is a Key West legend. Without Sloppy Joe, we don't have necessarily Captain Tony's, we don't have all those great stories about Ernest Hemingway. So I always make it a point when I'm here in the Key West Cemetery to stop by the grave of Sloppy Joe Russell. His name, that bar, is known the world over. It is world famous. And I also want to say that when you come to the Key West Cemetery, there is a map at the entrance when you come in, so you can find all of these very famous graves and unique tombstones and markers. Sloppy Joe Russell. Respect. So I don't know about you guys, but one of my all-time favorite Jimmy Buffett songs is Nautical Wheelers. And we covered this in the top 10 vlog previously, and we said that one of the inspirations for that song was a square dancing group called the Nautical Wheelers that would hold their practice events and sessions down at Mallory Square and also at the old City Hall over on Green Street. Well, one of the other inspirations for that great legendary song was the Tequila Regatta. and we are going to show you now what the Tequila Regatta consisted of. And it all started right here, as everything did back then, at the chart room. So the Tequila Regatta was essentially an obstacle course that involved doing shots of tequila, swimming laps in a pool, and then sailing across the bay to go out to what is commonly referred to as Christmas Tree Island. And how these folks that participated in this all survived, we'll never know, but it made a great song, Nautical Wheelers. So I'm not going to go into the specifics of the number of shots that had to be done at each location because I'll screw that whole thing up. But know this. So here it was. There were two teams. The first team was Jimmy Buffett and his girlfriend at the time, Mason. The second team was Phil Clark, the freaking pirate looks at 40, who was a bartender here, and his girlfriend at the time, Sonia. So those were the two teams. And how they alternated it, I'm not quite certain. But they would have to do a shot here at the chart room, and then they had to run over to the pool, do a lap, and we're going over there right now. So they did their shot at the chart room, then they had to run over here to the pool, swim a lap, and then they had to run out to their sailing boat, and they were going to have to sail across the way. Now they're doing shots this whole way that they're doing this. This is crazy. This is young people in Key West in the 70s just losing their mind. Shot at the chart room, shots at the pool, swimming in the pool, and we're going on to the next spot. So, Jimmy and Mason are a team. Phil and Sonia are a team. They jump on their two-person team sailors and they begin to sail out to what we now call Christmas Tree Island. That's what it's commonly referred to here. When they started out, the breeze blew them out midway into the channel, and then the breeze stopped. The other thing about this area is there is a really strong current. So the breeze stopped, the sail stopped, they're about X amount of shots into this whole thing. They begin to get pulled out to sea, and then Mason, allegedly, this is through a person that had knowledge of this, knew that they needed help. And there was a shrimping boat nearby that she was trying to get the attention of. So she took off all of her clothes to get their attention and call for help. So the shrimping boat begins to come towards them, and as the shrimping boat came towards them, she jumped into the water so they could not see her. And then we got the line that summed it all up. Sonia's just grinning, Phil is ecstatic, Mason has jumped in the sea, and I'm hanging on to the line from a sailboat. Oh, Nautical Wheelers, save me. The Tequila Regatta took place right here in the back of the chart room. Well, all right, so there it is. I hope that you had as much fun watching this vlog as I had making it. Again, I do this just for fun and my love of Jimmy Buffett music and the island of Key West. So please hit the subscribe, hit the notification, hit the like, leave me a comment, and I look forward to having more Jimmy Buffett related, Key West related vlog material coming very, very shortly. Fins up, everyone.